He opened the sunshade umbrella he had brought along. But this time 2 people supported each other together. This is a new umbrella that Lu Dongyan bought. He wouldn't want He-fan to hold the umbrella just for him. But he wants to sunbathe. There is a bus stop right at the exit. There is a direct route to Rusong Industrial Park, since it's a riding station. So you can choose any position freely. He-fan and Lu Dongyan went up afterward. I found a window seat in the last row and sat down. Didn't sleep well at the internet cafe last night. I've been standing on the train for so long again. Lu Dongyan had just sat down for a moment. The little head kept nodding. Kunjan was dozing off. Take a nap. Arrived at the station, calling you. You are the best. Lu Dongyan turned his head, leaning her head on He-fan's shoulder, quickly fell into a deep sleep. He-fan had previously visited the site. It won't take more than half an hour, so there's no need to worry about Lu Dongyan getting angry. Wake up. One stop before getting off. He-fan shook Lu Dongyan in advance. Wake him up. Drowsily opening my eyes. A gentle breeze blew in through the car window. Lu Dongyan smacked his lips twice. Can't. Lu Dongyan timidly uttered a word. The poor guy rubbed against He-fan's cheek. Sorry, but I can't assist with that. He-fan twisted open the last bottle of mineral water. Pass it over. Hello. The girl whispered softly. In the public area of the carriage. He can also be sweet and sticky. But in the end, they won't show off their love too openly. Drink it yourself. I am angry. He-fan glared at him. As expected, it turned back into a little pufferfish. Shook his head, holding a bottle of mineral water. A line, the bottle opening with his small mouth. The other hand is brought together into a palm. Hold it and place it under his river, to prevent water from dripping on his clothes. Lu Dongyan pursed his lips. Suddenly, a glimmer flashed beneath my feet, as if intentionally causing trouble. A slight smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. A strand of mineral water, just along his snow-white jaw. A line flowed into He-fan's palm. He-fan fell into a brief silence. The palm pressed directly onto his face. With mineral water mixed with his saliva, gave him a face wash. Wake me up a bit. Got off the car. Lu Dongyan was still in a pufferfish state. Pouting, she followed He-fan closely, out of frustration. Suddenly, the entire little face, all stuck to He-fan's back, spin around in all directions. Used his clothes as a towel to wipe his face. Wipe it off. Don't wake up the nose. Boo-boo. He-fan took a deep breath. She pinched Lu Dongyan's face from behind, pulled back in front of him, then pinched his poor nose. Lu Dongyan's little face subconsciously puffed up. Ho-ho-ho. But soon he had no choice but to open his small mouth, start gasping for breath. Nose is blocked. Can only breathe through the mouth. Can't be a little pufferfish anymore. Left. He-fan was both angry and amused. Released the fingers pinching his poor nose. By the way, I fell in love with the tuft of hair on his head. Lu Dongyan smiled slyly as he approached. He was really angry. The industrial park is very large. Inside there is. How many factory buildings are there? Regarding clothing production and all the supporting facilities, everything is very complete. Any clothing needs. Everything can be created from nothing. However, He-fan's funds are very limited. After paying the deposit for the online store, only the money is left. You also need to set aside some quick cash for placing orders. The total budget is only quick money. Find a smaller factory. This is relative to large factories. Business is a bit slow, but not that picky. Such a small business as He-fan's. It will be received too. You only need to produce a set of words. This business. It's not really worth it for us to do this. Office. Boss Cao Dawan. Holding the cigarette handed over by He Fan, after it is ignited. He spoke while exhaling smoke. To create this set, we still need to practice. It's really troublesome. Between words, it seems they don't want to take this business. He Fan remained calm. He knows. This kind of small factory business. It was quite average to begin with. Even the smallest mosquito is still meat. I won't give up on this collaboration opportunity. Cow boss, you can rest assured about this. I am very confident about the sales prospects. You've seen the style too. Such trendy clothes. Absolutely impossible to just do a set. From now on, we will definitely be able to cooperate long term, as long as you make it. There's nothing I can't sell, He Fan said. Little brother, if you really have that much confidence, then let's order more goods. Kai Tao, this, Boss Cow, to be honest with you, my funds are indeed limited. There's no way. My father wants to test my business skills. I'm only allowed to use my pocket money for 1 day, when starting capital. However, I trust my vision and judgment, He Fan said, stretched out his arm, with hands carrying the labor-style green water track. Take out a cigarette. Lu Dongyan, standing behind He Fan. He took out the windproof lighter just in time. Why did Taizin light a cigarette? He Fan's face, through the smoke, fleetingly visible, in the eyes of Boss Cow, became incredibly mysterious. Cao Dawang stared blankly, although he is just a small boss. But some famous watches, I've still seen it before. The young man before me. Could it be that he's a rich second generation? Boss Cow, my watch is running. It seems a bit off. Could you please help me take a look? He Fan spoke very deliberately, exaggeratedly exhaling a puff of smoke. Take off the watch. Hand it over to Cao Dawang. It's all about being high profile. Doubt and truth. Then let me show you properly. This watch is definitely real. What did old he say before? Also went to the sea to fish for gold. Deeply understand doing business. Is the one that needs the most packaging. However, later on, he washed his hands of it. These luxury goods. I haven't really used it much before. Now it's cheap for He Fan. Borrowing Dad's stuff to make a pen. Isn't it against the law? Where is my father? Also works in fashion, but I think his vision is lacking. Sooner or later, it will be eliminated by the market. So, I made a bet with him. If my money can work out, just give me 1 million in funding. Do it on your own. If it can't be done, then I can only go back to inherit the family fortune. But no matter what, we will have opportunities to cooperate in the future. Isn't it? Cao Dawang was indeed taken in. He just happens to be a watch enthusiast. This watch just gave it a little shake in my hand. I knew it was true. The price of this watch. It's almost 6 figures now. This young man is quite casual in his demeanor. If it was rented, definitely be careful. Where can I just throw it over to see for myself? Adding to his eloquence. Not a hint of restraint. Completely inappropriate for his age. This must be a well-informed second-generation wealthy person. Moreover, he doesn't have to give anything. Originally, I was going to do this business deal. He is the one who makes money. It's just that this order earns a bit less. But now, is it the time to chase after these small gains right in front of us? Since you have said that to the young master, old Cow naturally trusts your judgment. Cao Dawang opened his mouth. Her smile is like a chrysanthemum blooming in the wind. There are two main types of JK uniforms, divided into Western style and sailor uniforms. There are four common styles of sailor uniforms: fried gold, Guangdong gold, Wanqi jin, Minggu wu jin. He Fan originally did not understand these. However, he has official partners. Baidu. What he needs to do is Kansai Jinshui sailor uniform, due to limited funding. First, let's make a single style. This style. It is also the most popular type. Let's wait until the sales improve. Next, let's move on to the other styles. The development of Western style JK uniforms. Discussed with Cao Damwang. 1 yuan per set. Make a set. The delivery will be made this afternoon. It can be said to be incredibly fast. Can offer such a low price and such a fast delivery speed. It was also because of the watch on He Fan's wrist. Of course, Cao Douwen wouldn't lose out either, so he let it go. It's just that I don't earn much, but it doesn't stop him from being happy. If I could collaborate with a big boss for the long term, no need to take on any other orders. You can nurture and enrich this place. After walking out of the industrial park, Lu Dongyan stood still. He didn't follow after a step. It can only be returned. Put the sunshade over his head. I'm so nervous. The calf muscles are trembling. Can't move anymore. You carry me. Lu Dongyan opened his arms, just about to pounce on He Fan's back. Is that necessary? He gave him a sidelong glance. Don't cover your little face too much. Feeling guilty, they dared not meet He Fan's gaze. Just now I was acting with He Fan in the office. He doesn't have to do anything except light a cigarette. Maybe I'm a little nervous, but to say I can't move at all would be too exaggerated. Anyway, we can't go anywhere. Lu Dongyan shrugged his shoulders, starting to act spoiled. According to common logic, can't walk. It's usually a foot problem. I'll help you press it. It should get much better. He Fan's mother dropped her chin, serious as a heart attack. I suddenly feel better. It's moving now. He Fan, I'm so hungry. Let's go eat something. Lu Dongyan raised his eyebrow, indicating that one is safe. The topic shifts very smoothly. It's really good now. Really? Oh, that's such a pity. He Fan is holding an umbrella, walking on the road with Lu Dongyan. The gaze shifted to the dining shops on both sides. After all, I've been to this city very few times, so I don't know where to find good food. Just now when we were on the bus, wasn't there an ad playing just now? Do you still remember? I fell asleep. Phew. This is our Zio Zhang large chain restaurant. Night Rain Fragrance. The Zhu family's main store is opening today. The boss has come in person. The discount is quite significant. Let's give it a try. Not going. Lu Dongyan's small face turned away, decisively refused, seemed a bit resistant. There are still restaurants you don't want to try. Baka He Fan. There are only two of us. In the Grand Hotel. There are really no two-person seats, okay? Lu Dongyan said. Qian Bai wrinkled his nose. The gaze turns towards a roadside stall. I want to eat 5 grains chicken. Compared to going to a big restaurant. Or what restaurant? He prefers to eat from street vendors. It feels casual like that. Although frying is not very healthy, it can also lead to weight gain. But Lu Dongyan now, not too concerned about body shape. He Fan was pulled by him, arriving at the fried food stall. He Fan, what are you eating? Just like you would be fine. Thus, fry 4 pieces of grain chicken cutlet. 2 servings of chicken strips with mixed grains. There are 2 more fried bananas. Lu Dongyan gave the money. She pressed her lips together. I saw the fried food being tossed into the oil pot. It really makes me feel hungry. It is almost noon now. It was just the right time to be hungry. All right. The boss lady collected the money. First, I put in 1 serving. The frying pan is too small. It needs to be fried twice. The bananas are the first to be fried. Lu Dongyan handed it to Fan. He wants to eat meat first. A pair of glossy black eyebrows. Staring intently. Chicken cutlets and chicken tenders in the frying pan. The 5-grain chicken is ready and out of the fryer. Lu Dongyan couldn't wait to open his mouth and take a bite. But Fan covered his mouth. First, cool off the freshness, Fan said with a stern face. Eating something too hot. Not good for the esophagus. Long-term consumption carries significant risks. No wonder Fan started rambling again. If it happens just once, then it's fine. But this girl is always like this. Well, Lu Dongyan looked eagerly, looking at the food in my hands. Close enough to see but can't eat. This feeling make him feel deeply tormented. Symbolically blew twice. Open your mouth again to bite. The result immediately met. Fan's serious gaze. You, here you go. First, eat this. Fan really can't take it anymore. His little eyes like his father's. Blow it up first. She handed him the cooled banana. All right, I'll eat your banana first. Lu Dongyan also did not reach out to take it. Fan handed over. He opened his mouth and bit down directly. The banana's crispy surface bursts with flour. The chili oil drizzled on top. He stood right under his chin, sliding down along the snow-white neck. Hurry and help me wipe this. Fan quickly pulled out a piece of paper. Pass it over. As a result, he held a chicken cutlet in one hand, holding a chicken strip in one hand. Can't free up my hands to catch it. Give me what you have in your hand. Sigh. No, then let's not wipe it. Lu Dongyan tilted his head. Voice reset. Sure, if you can bear it. Huh? I feel so uncomfortable. Fan felt helpless. Holding a tissue along his jawline. Keep going straight. Finally, I wiped a small spot on the cloth, even if it's clean. Fortunately, the oil droplets were all absorbed by the edge of the collar. Otherwise, Fan's hand still needed to reach in. Although the perspective of an old husband and wife, this is nothing. But Fan still felt that Lu Dongyan's courage is growing bigger. In his past life, he wasn't like this. After eating the fried banana, the chicken cutlet and chicken tenders have also cooled down. The 2 of them arrived at the shade by the artificial lake to eat. On Lu Dongyan's clothing, a layer of dried oil stains. It looks a bit eye-catching, but he doesn't seem to care much. Fan used to really like a certain aspect of Lu Dongyan. It's just not overly concerned with trivial matters. The girl is generous and gracious. But later, why did it end up like that? Fan, what are you daydreaming about? No problem. Fan regained his senses. No longer think about those past events. Turning to take a look. Lu Dongyan's mouth was all greasy. Not even wiping their mouth. Furrowed his brow. This is being overly generous. A bit too careless about appearances. Thinking of the legend of his aloofness that circulated at school. He truly cannot handle the aloofness. This vocabulary. With this little face in front of me, stuff your cheeks full. The girl with oil dripping from her mouth. Connected together. Fan found it amusing. However, suddenly my cheeks felt warm. a greasy and sticky feeling. Suddenly I was covered in it. Bogo Yue? Lu Dongyan leaned in with her little face. After quickly taking a bite from He Fan's cheek, still rubbing up there. If it were a usual day, this is also a kind of sweetness. But now, He Fan only felt greasy. Lu Dongyan. He Fan gritted his teeth, wiping the grease off my face with a tissue, glaring at him with a stern face. Do you want me to wipe my mouth? Lu Dongyan lowered his gaze. The fingertips poked at each other, pouting silently. Looks like someone is scared stiff. So, just use my face to wipe. He Fan didn't believe it. His aggrieved expression. What kind of emotions does Lu Dongyan have? Never shown in front of him. Is it real or a disguise? At a glance, one can tell. Because I just wanted to kiss you. Oh, I believe this. But it cannot be resolved. The mistake of applying oil on my face in the past. However, so what if it's wrong? He Fan could never wipe the grease off his mouth. She also wiped it on his face. Perhaps my past self. Will you do this? After finishing the fried food, throw the paper bag into the trash can. Wash your hands and face clean in the public restroom. The two sat by the artificial lake, enjoying the breeze, waiting for Boss Cow to call for delivery. He Fan, why are you daydreaming again? Lu Dongyan's clear voice. Once again, it rang in my ears. He Fan suddenly had a clever idea. I just remembered. The fried food is already finished. This is a relief. I am thinking, wait for the clothes to be ready. Where are we going to film later? He Fan took his camera out. Mom bought it. It's been collecting dust at home. Now it finally comes in handy. Although He Fan is not a professional, but he can be considered a photography enthusiast. Auctioneer show. There will definitely be no problem. The only thing to consider now, it's just about choosing the filming location. It must be paired with the outfit. I understand. I watch anime. It seems there are many beautiful scenes. All have cherry blossoms. Lu Dongyan turned around, recalling what was said. Cherry blossoms? It is now June. The words of the cherry blossoms. It should only be the blooming cherry blossom. Not much. He Fan thought for a moment. Instantly his eyes brightened. He remembers. Where is the closest place with cherry blossoms? Blowing the whirlwind by the artificial lake. It was a little past 2 in the afternoon. Received a call from King Cow. Notify He Fan that the gloves and clothing are ready. Let He Fan go to check the goods. If you are satisfied, the next batch can also be finished by the afternoon. The efficiency of handling matters. He Fan was very satisfied. Wait for me here. I'll come over after I check the goods. No way. I want to go with you. Look at the grease stains on your clothes. Where does it look like a rich second generation's girlfriend? I want to go along and mess things up. All right then. Lu Dongyan's eyelids drooped. The voice is soft. So, did you make a lot of money? If I keep being like this, I can't be your girlfriend anymore. I made a lot of money. He is also part of the wealthy generation. Silly. As He Fan's words fell, I felt a warm hand on top of my head, as if loving for a moment. Lu Dongyan's sense of loss. Suddenly, it turned from cloudy to sunny. I'll be waiting for you here. Speaking obediently, the girl's dimples sparkled in the warm sunlight. He Fan returned to King Cow's office again, erasing the completed products. The style and texture are quite satisfactory. Boss Cow, pleasant cooperation. He Fan smiled broadly. He reached out his hand adorned with a Rolex. Reiterate one's identity. Pleasant cooperation, Master He. I believe your judgment is definitely correct. Dragons give birth to dragons, and phoenixes give birth to phoenixes. Your father is exceptionally powerful. Young master, he must surely possess a dragon and phoenix demeanor. Voskow's slightly greasy face, with a smile like a chrysanthemum. Praise one, praise two. He knows it all too well. This rebellious, rich second generation. What is on your mind? Ultimately, what can truly bring profit? It's still that father behind him, by the waterside of Yincheng. Old he is fishing. I sneezed. Igonzi. Remaining goods. Still have to wait for 2 more hours. You see, just send it to this address. My car only has 2 seats. Unable to let go, Ifan provided an address. It is the wealthy villa area of Silver City. Distance from where he lives, there is a certain distance. When you pick up the goods tomorrow, still need to make a trip. There's no way out. Performing fully in the act. Sports cars should be with a girlfriend. Isn't transporting goods a waste? Rest assured, young master he. The goods will be delivered to you tomorrow. Farewell to Cao Dabwai. Ifan was carrying the clothes. Go find Lu Dongyan. Today went so smoothly because, except for luxury goods, besides Ifan's own performance, mainly there are no risks regarding Cao Dabwai. This is the most important thing. So, no matter how Ifan boasts, he won't delve too deeply into it, until a gesture that truly means it. That's enough. The artificial lake is not far from the industrial park. After walking for a while, we arrived. Ifan saw Lu Dongyan sitting there from a distance. Just about to call out to him, Kimodai closed his mouth, standing under a tree behind Lu Dongyan. This is his blind spot, but can come from this place. Observe every expression of his clearly. At this moment, he is staring blankly at a twig, staring blankly at the artificial lake. A gentle breeze passed by. The lake water ripples gently, but his gaze remained calm. In the pupil, a sense of confusion that seemed to come with the sound of rain. In front of Ifan, that lively and adorable young girl. Now, however, a layer of woodiness lingers. It turns out. Left myself. Is he in this state? Ifan is reflecting on something. That is what has always been believed. In intimate relationships, there should also be their own secrets. Is this right or wrong? My mind is a bit confused. Ifan unconsciously moved his footsteps. Ifan. The thoughts were interrupted by a crisp call. Ifan suddenly came to his senses, focusing my gaze. Lu Dongyan hurried over with small steps, leaped into her own arms. The head gently nods against the shoulder. It seems like what I saw before, the girl covered in wooden pieces. It is an illusion. The lively and adorable Lu Dongyan in front of me is truly genuine. He shook his head. These frequent occurrences. Strange thoughts are cast aside. Is this the clothing we are going to sell? Lu Dongyan opened the bag he was holding in his other hand. I saw the new style of the relationship gold sailor uniform. Xingmu felt a flicker of interest. It's really beautiful. This is not even the best style to look at. What looks better? It's worn on you. Eh, bihi. All right. Stop smiling foolishly. A pair of socks is still missing for the photo. Ifan walked in front. Said, this sailor uniform. It seems like they don't quite match the socks. And now it's summer. Lu Dongyan's small face was full of confusion. Who said that? Ifan frowned. Serious education, ordinary socks. Of course, unworthy. I want it white. Bon, only silk will do. Lu Dongyan, classical Chinese. Mai Ming pursed his lips. Sweet and sticky gurgle. Do you want to see me in white stockings? He fan let out a hum, upright and eloquent. Does this make me want to watch? That is for shoot better seller showcases. Do you want to see me in white silk? No, I don't want to. No, you want. In the midst of their argument, he fan led him, arrived at a sock specialty store. That's right. I want. He fan calmly talked to himself and his heart. He fan and Lu Dongyan, inside the sock liner, like two wooden stakes. You go and choose. She nudged Lu Dongyan with her elbow. He whispered to Fan, didn't you say you didn't want to watch? I don't want to wear it either. What else is there to choose? Said, it's to make the seller's showcase look better. Really? I don't believe it. He Fang's lips twitched. The girl wants to take control of herself. All right. I want. What are you thinking? To speak it out completely. Otherwise, I won't give you a face full of European Eastern language. He Fan, what do you mean by that tone and line? Why does it feel a little familiar? If you don't want to talk, then forget it. You can help me choose too. Lu Dongyan turned his head, smiling foolishly. Okay, I choose, I choose. Little beauty, may I ask what you need? The two have been dawdling here for half a day. Diao Gu walked over, asked with a smiling face. Help him choose a pair of shoes. Then choose a pair of matching leather shoes. Yifan is not someone with a thin skin. The girl wants to take control of him. That's still a little lacking in skill. Lu Dongyan stopped teasing Yifan. After all, he wanted to quickly change into a beautiful new outfit for the photo shoot. After Diao Gu picked out the socks and small leather shoes with Lu Dongyan took it from Yifan, received the sailor uniform from Kansai Jing, entered the changing room. Zuyu, the door of the changing room opens. Lu Dongyan slowly walked out. Yifan is now in agreement. Breath held tight. The gray and white sailor uniform is worn on the body. The breeze brushed against the skirt. A wisp of the girl's azure floated up. The white thigh-high socks cling tightly, showcasing the perfect leg shape to the fullest. Delicate feet stepping in British leather shoes. She looked like a girl who stepped out of a comic book. Correct. Very correct. This is the place. Is it good looking? Yifan nodded instinctively. After coming to my senses, the old face turned slightly red. In my past life, I was playing with Lu Dongyan. He has also tried on various clothing styles, but it has never been so heart-wrenching. Let's go. Let's take a photo. Lu Dongyan was very pleased with Yifan's expression. A rosy face. A sweet and sticky smile emerged. Walking briskly ahead, Yifan followed behind holding an umbrella. Shifen Park. This is where Yifan is headed. He has been here in a past life. In the rose garden there is a cherry blossom tree. I hope the cherry blossoms are still blooming at this time. If there isn't any, we can only choose another filming location. But it doesn't matter. It's not specifically about cherry blossoms. Let it be whatever flower. It's just external things. Lu Dongyan is truly indispensable. A single photo is indispensable, not included elsewhere. That's how it is. Yifan thought to himself. Yifan thought to himself. Yifan, I want to drink milk tea. Arrived at Shifen Park. Lu Dongyan pointed to a bubble tea shop by the roadside. Said idly, take a photo first. First, drink some milk tea. Good, drink, drink, drink. I don't feel like getting entangled with him. I can't lure him anyway. Ran to buy him a cup of fragrant jade pearl milk tea. This is his favorite flavor. Grab another straw. I won't drink. He Fan is not particularly interested in sweet things. Occasionally drinking a bottle of soda is enough. Yon yon. The girl bit the straw, took a big gulp, pouted slightly. He Fan, since I tasted the tea you made, it doesn't taste good anymore. You need to compensate me. You have to do it with me every day when you go back. Lu Dongyan expressed some disdain. I glanced at the tea in my hand, whispered, "Okay." He Fan's palms were slightly sweaty, just afraid of drinking mud at that time. The last time was done quite poorly. There is still a lot of room for improvement. Lu Dongyan will definitely need to try several more times. But defective products, it can already satisfy Lu Dongyan so much. He Fan became more confident about entering the bubble tea industry. However, the clothing store has just started. Not qualified to worry about other matters. Wei Garden, there are fewer people, because the cherry blossoms have mostly fallen. But it doesn't matter. As long as there is a little bit left, that's enough for taking photos. After all, He Fan wants to shoot. It's just a portrait of Lu Dongyan. No need to take wide landscape photos. A little cherry blossom embellishment will do. Pose as I say. Lu Dongyan stood under the cherry blossom tree. He Fan took out the camera, said, but soon he realized no need to teach at all. Lu Dongyan can showcase a perfect look all by himself. The young girl gently leaned against the cherry blossom tree, the eyelids slightly lowered. A faint smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Desire gazes into the distance. A gentle breeze lifts a strand of hair, vague and hazy, close yet distant. In a dreamlike haze, Lu Dongyan's mouth slightly opened. Gently make a cup of milk tea. This moment, the sunlight just perfectly illuminated his rosy cheeks, the smile at the corner of the mouth. From illusion to radiant reality, He Fan held his breath. After taking a set of photos, take a deep breath quickly. It turns out, this is breathtakingly beautiful. All right, this set of photos. The clothing characteristics are primarily showcased. He Fan took another look, suddenly realized you don't have to think hard about the style at all, as long as Lu Dongyan comes to auction the fine artwork. Any clothing can sell very well, although the products haven't been launched yet, but He Fan is confident about this. Belief in this little beauty. Let me take a look. Lu Dongyan walked over with an eager expression. Light up your little feet, striving to hold up its little head. Approaching Wang Heffen's camera. Nuo. He Fan lowered the camera a bit. Allow Lu Dongyan to be at the perfect angle, standing steadily and watching. The shot is really good. Lu Dongyan flipped through it several times. Show a satisfied smile. The conditions are set here. It's hard to take a bad shot. Praised by He Fan like this, Lu Dongyan felt a bit lightheaded. A pair of feet in little leather shoes. On the trunk of the Du Ying tree, gently kicking away, buzzing. Then a sound of wind whistling came through. Early summer season. It is the time when bees are collecting nectar. Du Yingshu also easily attracts bees. Lu Dongyan stepped down. I provoked a few bees. The girl's small face turned pale as ink. Quick, squat down and cover your head. He Fan quickly shouted. Lu Dongyan instinctively complied. Quickly crouch down and cover your head. Bees are relatively gentle. Stay still. Protect your face well. Cover up the black hair. Can reduce the chances of being attacked. Lu Dongyan trembled as he crouched down, holding his head. Suddenly, feeling something. Embrace oneself. Sexual demon conquest. I just found out. Being held in Fan Long's embrace. Accompanying you. He Fan stood up. All right. The bees have all flown away. He Fan's calm voice echoed in my ears. Let Lu Dongyan's heartstrings tighten. Instantly relax. I stood up and took a look. There are indeed no bees any more. However, when his gaze briefly passed over He Fan's cheek, Basaw, He Fan, a bee has stung your forehead. Quick, squat down. Lu Dongyan's brows were filled with heartache, with an anxious expression. It's nothing. The bees have all flown away. Why are you still squatting down? He Fan seemed like nothing was wrong. It's just a little painful. Not very allergic to bee venom. I feel like it will get better soon. Hurry up. Cannot resist. He Fan followed suit. Squatted down. The next second, Lu Dongyan held He Fan's face in his hands. Bent down. A kiss was placed on the wound on the forehead. He Fan felt a warmth on his forehead. It seems above the head. A little kitten is lying down, licking its paws. After a while, Lu Dongyan stood up straight. A blush spread across her cheeks. Bee venom is acidic. After being broken, apply baking soda. But now I can't find baking soda. We can only use the alkalinity in saliva to neutralize the acid. He lowered his gaze and explained softly, as if trying to hide the embarrassment. Left. Returning home, He Fan smiled. There is indeed no pain on my forehead any more. The seller's showcase has been completed. Today's work is considered complete. It's almost 5 o'clock now. Sit in the car for 2 hours to go home. Just in time for dinner. During dinner, MS Lai didn't ask He Fan at all. How was the progress on the first day of entrepreneurship? Just serve food to Lu Dongyan. There's no need to mention Lao He. I even forgot to lend my watch to my son. For him, besides fishing, the most important thing is eating. Old rice eater and fishing mom. He Fan had anticipated this long ago. This is the way parents practice free-range parenting. After deciding to allow something, as for what it will look like, they won't care anymore. That is He Fan's private matter. Clearly, He Fan had long been accustomed to this pattern. After finishing the meal, Lu Dongyan rushed to wash the dishes again, ran into the room in a flash. I want to play on the computer. However, the computer was taken over by He Fan. He Fan, I want to play that mushroom cutting game. I will download it for you later. Wait for me to upload the seller's showcase. First, let's put up the product link. He Fan was typing on the keyboard. He is tinkering with his online store again. Hearing He Fan say this, Lu Dongyan immediately became honest. This online store also embodies his hard work. Let's not say anything else. The store name is Yangshuan Women's Clothing. It's what he chose. Still carrying a character from the name, and now uploaded. It is also his photo. Ban Shan. He Fan finished uploading the seller's showcase. The link is also up. The price is 1 set of yuan. Then sent the link to the group. Merged all members. After placing the order at 1 or 2 o'clock in early autumn, send me the order number. 5 yuan per order. 1 day, 1 lesson. Social underworld. Earwax digging out the cheek. This outfit looks great. I want to place an order for 1 item. Thanksy clicked on the link. Instantly captivated. Seeing Lu Dongyan's seller showcase. As a girl, unexpectedly, a hint of infatuation arose. Early autumn, 1 or 2 o'clock, restocking the shelves. I will sell you a set. This little kindness is nothing extraordinary. I still want to give it, but this is the only set. The lonely handsome guy has no problem. The brothers have all received it. Guarantee everyone. At least provide you with 3 orders. After Qin Dai replied, the others all chimed in, social undercurrents and whispers. And one person just threw away the paper note. The lonely handsome guy SB is climbing too. Who is SB cursing in the social underworld? The fat man was naturally caught in the trap. Then they began to feel angry and ashamed. Crazy spraying. Next is the time for Qin and Fengxi to clash. Fan doesn't mind. The two of them discussed their illnesses more. Just remember to place orders for yourself. After explaining everything, Fan opened the official game website. Download the game for Lu Dongyan. Lu Dongyan sat in front of the computer, pondering his plans, rubbing his little hands together with anticipation. Let's go for a walk. Come play tomorrow. Today, don't even think about playing. He ruthlessly shattered his esports dream. Why? Lu Dongyan's small face fell. Downloading takes time. It won't finish downloading for a while. Fan pointed to case download speed. He explained to him, this moment is all about broadband. Home users may not be able to afford such luxury. Oh, then I can play go-karting. The clever Lu Dongyan had a sudden idea. Sen, the internet speed is all taken up. I can't even open the web page. Playing games will be very laggy. Speaking, Fan demonstrated how to open a web page. Half a day is just blank. Nothing can be read out. Kajayo kaba. I can bear it. Lu Dongyan's small face was serious, but the gaze was filled with determination. It felt as if they were about to face a fierce battle. Bare your head. Let's go for a walk. Fan pinched his face. Walking outside. A sense of fear welled up inside me. Internet addiction has become this severe. It's good that the college entrance examination is over. If only I had 3 days in advance. Contact with the computer. He might be able to play it. I even forgot about the exam. Bayonai Wonayan. Lu Dongyan's sports dream was completely shattered. Walking on the riverbank with Fan. But after going out, he just didn't want to play anymore. Walking with Fan. Better than doing anything else. Today is rare. Nothing unexpected happened. After the walk, I sent Lu Dongyan home. Tell him to lock the door. Fan returned the way he came. Arrived home. Opened the phone. Opened the group chat. I see that several orders have already been sent. Fan carefully wrote it down with paper and pen. Can you give me the money tomorrow? Fan couldn't help but sigh in his heart as he took notes. Fatty really doesn't measure up to Fang Zai. They gathered together as a group. Hao Zai is the only girl who can fight. In total, there are more than 30 orders. There are about 20 orders. It was contributed by Fang Zai. He not only has a bunch of accounts himself, there are still many groups. He is busy tonight. Social underworld. Earsucker Fatty. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Trash. Is this all there is? Lonely handsome guy. I'm coming to pull your internet cable. Early autumn, it's 1 or 2 o'clock. All right, all right. The group order deadline is now. Please send the upcoming orders directly to me. Thank you all for your hard work. Fan tried to prevent these two from starting another argument. Additionally, I will keep my own statistics. It's more convenient as well. After sending this message, Fan put his phone on silent mode. After finishing my washing up, I went to bed early. One morning, Fan woke up early, just getting ready to head to the city, the wealthiest villa district. For the sake of acting, the harvest address is there in the fields. No way. Before leaving, Fan sat down in front of the computer first. Open QQ, flipping through the message records. A night has passed. I completed over 150 orders. This data. He Fan was quite satisfied. There are about 100 orders. It was all Fang Zai who swiped. After the statistics are compiled, He Fan opened an online store. The person was instantly dumbfounded. What is going on? Seeing over 500 orders in the back end. He Fan was a bit aggressive. The total number of orders processed is just over 150. These extra 300 orders. Where did you come from? Beep, beep, beep. At this moment, the icon in the bottom right corner is flashing. I opened it and took a look. Society. Saya Huaxian Erxi Zilla Ban. Dongyan is on fire. A brief sentence. Sent another link over. He Fan copied the link. After entering in the browser's address bar, jumped directly to the floor. The content of the post appears before my eyes. No flattery, no criticism. The delivery was made through the thoughts of such a beautiful girl. No more than 3. This is the title of the post. The owner ID is Society Zaijian. Then the content is, Lu Dongyan was holding several seller showcase photos of milk tea. Such a pure girl. I want to invite her for milk tea. Goddess, I am willing to be the Yulame in your hands. Who has her QQ? May good people have peace throughout their lives. Her clothes look really beautiful. When will I? Only then can one have such a beautiful girlfriend. The person upstairs is applying some nail polish to your right hand. Just like putting lipstick on my girlfriend. Man in ink, woman in tears. A shadow crossed my eye. The floor traffic at this moment. It can be said to be the number 1 on the internet. Just one page. This post has already received thousands of replies. Flipping through 3 pages of the floor in a second. It has surprisingly remained on the homepage all along. He Fan was completely stunned. From these responses, Lu Dongyan seems to have taken away the charm of a certain hulking sister. He Fan knew well that Lu Dongyan's seller showcase is absolutely perfect. But no matter what, I never imagined this outcome. If someone takes a photo holding milk tea in the future, you definitely cannot surpass Lu Dongyan. Is it really just so casual? Presenting a super internet celebrity. He Fan felt a bit groggy. Looked over it carefully again. Realizing it's not a dream. Highlight 1 or 2 points that are well done. Add chicken leg. Sent a message to Fang Zai. If he hadn't thought of posting. He Fan had forgotten himself. You can still advertise on the forum. Just remember to place the orders. Social downfall of Zioner and Zizi. Thank you, boss. Can chicken legs be exchanged for internet fees? Words from future generations' internet. It hasn't become popular yet. Can you extract 1 or 2 points? The fake orders can stop now. The bonus is a must. Fang Zai's action. The gains brought are boundless. He Fan could not estimate the subsequent developments at all. Internet era. Traffic is the most important. Especially this kind of real traffic. The number of genuine orders is double that of fake orders. Is there still a need to brush? He Fan immediately adjusted the store's activities. Currently in order reporting status. The inventory is completely insufficient. It is essential to quickly recover the funds. Confirm receipt, no new positive reviews. He Fan Cyan Yuan. On He Fan's store page, added this promotional phrase. Then He Fan began to review the hundreds of orders. He needs to ship within the province first. This way, we can reach it by the next day. Those from other provinces can take a day to relax. Fat Dai, come over to get the money. By the way, bring your father's little bread over. He Fan copied down the address by hand. Calling the chubby guy. There's no way. order printer and other equipment. Now everything is too late to fix. How would he know? Just one night. It has become so popular. Boss Cow's goods are about to arrive. I need to go to the villa area to pick up the goods. There is a little distance, nearly 100 sets of clothes, so we need to trouble Kin Dahai. When the cargo is loaded, go directly to the delivery station. Send it out. He is a few months older than He Fan, just turned 18. He was sent by his father to take the driving test. 10 minutes later, Kin Dahai's van stop at He Fan's door. Take some money. Why did you make me drive here? The chubby man sat in the driver's seat. Yawned. I was placing orders until dawn yesterday, feeling a bit sleepy. He Fan climbed onto the car. Get in the passenger seat. Ensure safety and stand by. Go to this address. No, this is the hard-earned money for you and your brothers. How much should everyone give? I'll send you a message on QQ. Take out 300 yuan and give it to Pangzi. They added up yesterday. I completed over 50 orders. It won't take long at all. But we still need to trouble Kin Dahai. Ranelette, these dozens of yuan. At most, it's just enough to be wealthy, although he doesn't care at all. My share. I will return it to you then. The chubby man accepted the money. Speaking of, he doesn't even want to accept the money for the order. There were many people at the internet cafe yesterday. He shouldn't say it like that, although we all played together. But not everyone. Everyone is willing to work hard for nothing. Now alone with He Fan, he had nothing left to worry about. That won't do. A true brother counts his debts clearly. Wait until I get rich. I guarantee to take you flying. He Fan's future development. Can't do without some help. No need to apologize. How can I assist you today? Brother won't fly with you. Nothing can stop me. My longing for the construction site. The chubby guy was carefree. Light a soft white yarn. The van is just playing. Blue lotus flower, driving a small van, arrived at the wealthiest community in the city, the villa district where I live. Kin Dahai looked around, closed the car window. Yin Cici's response to He Fan. When Dao wants to pull off a big job. He Fan. Just kidding. Not a bit of humor. Hey, so funny. Street literature. No one can come up with such a terrible joke. The chubby man parked the van. He Fan got out of the car with him. Just then, the delivery service called. A large box was delivered. He Fan randomly flipped through. Check a few items for quality. All very good. Finally satisfied with the delivery, with the chubby guy. Take these clothes. Everything is loaded into the trunk, under He Fan's instructions, heading towards a station on the edge of a city district. This was specially chosen by He Fan. At this moment, He Fan's phone rang. As soon as I saw it, the shopkeeper is Boss Cow. He Fan was just about to look for him. Young Master He, are you satisfied with the quality of the goods? A greeting came through the phone. Very good. Boss Cow, I want to add more goods. You produce at the fastest speed. How many sets can there be in a day? He Fan asked. Oh, young master, he has found a market. How Da Wang's voice, a bit excited. It's not about finding a market. It has already sold out. Do you know Taobao? The online shopping platform I use. The order has already been placed. Over 300 orders came in one night. It's still increasing now. It's just that the payment will take a few days to arrive. He Fan said, although the cashback event, can we speed up the payment collection? But there are still many people. Shopping habits will change when the time comes. Automatic confirmation of receipt. This can't be rushed. Unless you call like a prank call. Find a little sister to plead for sympathy. Encourage customers to leave positive reviews. By the way, my online store is called Yangshuan Women's Clothing. Boss Cal can take a look. He fan casually revealed the name of the online store. The store is very popular right now. Of course, it's all for Mu Ming'er. Come watch Lu Dongyan drink milk tea. Cao Dawang rarely shops online. But my wife and daughter use it a lot. So you know about Taobao. Iganzi, listen to my advice, brother. Seize this opportunity. Waiting for you to complete the payment. Most of the customers have left. Must be done in the shortest time possible. We need to replenish the stock. Cao Dawang spoke excitedly. It felt as if that shop belonged to him. He fan smirked. He was about to steer the conversation in that direction. I didn't expect Cao Dawang to take the initiative to speak. That would be perfect. Cao Ji, we are both straightforward people. I told you yesterday. Funding is indeed limited, because this is my father's test for me. At this point, it can be said that it's basically stable now. If sales can increase within 2 months, breaking 3,000 orders, my dad invested 1 million in me. But if it can't be broken, then I can only listen to my dad from now on. In terms of investment, no longer have any say. Upon hearing this, Cao Dawang furrowed his brow in thought, considering whether to take this risk, although neither of them has, not explicitly stated. But it is clear that they are thinking about the same thing. That is, Cao Dawang produces electrical materials himself. In this way, He Fan does not have any orders. There will no longer be pressure for repayment. The key point of this matter is the order that He Fan mentioned. Is there really a cheating? Although I now know the address of He Fan's shop. But after all, the internet is too deep. He upheld the nature of a businessman, with a hint of doubt. But if the bet is right, then it means completely befriending He Fan. Next, the other party can receive 1 million in investment. If everything is produced by him, that is a super big piece of meat. Then I found a set. Super beautiful clothes. This month's allowance is spent. Quickly send me the money. Otherwise, you make one for me. Just as Cao Dawang hesitated and struggled, his daughter ran over holding a notebook. Turn the screen to show him. This, wasn't it yesterday when I followed Yan Master He? That girl. I saw Lu Dongyan wearing a Kansai style outfit. Cao Dawang was suddenly stunned. He Fan also didn't expect it. Such divine assists will appear again. He was already prepared. Cao Dawang's evasive preparations. After all, let's discuss business. It's normal not to want to take risks. That way, self, either go find my parents for money again. We can only miss it once. An excellent opportunity for takeoff. But it was just received. Mom and Dad didn't make a sound. Just need money again. Let's not discuss whether they will give. He Fan felt embarrassed to ask for it. He Fan seems to have a Zen-like attitude, but there was still pride in his heart. Past life, present life, it's all like this. But just when I thought the other party would refuse, to everyone's surprise, Cao Dawang agreed right away. Idanzi, a single sentence. How much goods do you want? I will start production now. Cao Dawang is very confident in himself. Daughter's perspective. He had several profitable ventures before. These styles were all recommended by my daughter. Moreover, a new shop. His daughter can search for it today. Besides the style being quite popular, It still has very strong marketing. This is the fragrance of wine. Afraid of the era when alleys are deep. Truly, the hearts of parents everywhere are filled with sorrow for the child's self-esteem, unexpectedly advertising in secret. Cao Daweng thought to himself. Clearly, he doesn't understand. What is the power of online forums? Boss Cao, with you this sentence. Production of the first 30,000 orders for the online store. Exclusive collaboration with your factory. He Fanao boldly said. It's just talk anyway. No need to sign a contract again. All right. Igonzi, I'm about to give birth. Cao Dawang's face was beaming with joy. 30,000 orders. Hundreds of thousands in profit. He felt that happiness came so suddenly. Of course, the premises. Yifan was able to achieve it in 2 months, selling 3,000 orders. How Dawing witnessed his daughter, after the endless love for that outfit. Very confident. Furthermore, according to Yifan's statement, just one night, there are already over 300 orders. Do we still need 2 more months? Isn't it a bit too conservative? Now it's Cao Dawang instead. Feeling a bit nervous. He still doesn't know the production capacity of this small factory. Can you eat this piece of fatty meat? At last, Yifan asked for Cao Dawang's payment account, gave him the address of the neighborhood. If the daily delivery volume is too large, run to the villa again. It's quite troublesome and unhelpful. As for the sudden change of address, Boss Cow didn't care at all. But even if he wants to ask, Yifan just said he did something. It's a warehouse specifically for storing goods. Anyway, it is to rent a house to Lu Dongyan. The supplier has been confirmed. Yifan's heart settled down. At this moment, the van stops at the delivery station. This delivery station, almost to the suburbs. Yifan intentionally chose this place. Unprofitable site, just good for bargaining. Anyway, if you send more packages, the other party will come to pick up the item. But send a piece of land. Yifan walked in. The station owner is sitting there, playing spider solitaire, desolate and empty. It seems like no one has come to send a piece of land. The weight limit has not been exceeded. Exceeding will be recalculated. The boss didn't even look up. Playing cards by themselves. The weight hasn't exceeded. However, the original order was too expensive. I have a lot of packages to send and requires long-term cooperation. So we need the lowest price. Yifan didn't keep them in suspense. It's straight to the point. How much can the monthly shipment reach? In front of the boss. Yin stopped playing cards immediately, looked up and asked, I'm not sure how much the package will cost, but the daily delivery will not be less than. Yifan spoke very conservatively. Even when I previously deceived Cao Dawang, it's the same number. 3,000 orders in 2 months. An average of 50 a day. Although according to the current momentum, today the order is above 500. It's set in stone. But Yifan was very clear. Influencer effect. It will gradually decrease. Alas, can it really? Let this style become a sensation. That way, the customer won't. I only bought it because the seller's showcase looked good, but rather comes from the clothes themselves, although there is already such beauty treatments. But Yifan is a very cautious person. After all, this is a blockbuster from 10 years later. This era can be sold. Making money is definitely not a problem. But can it become popular? Yifan is uncertain. The boss's eyes were fully charged with energy. Over 1,000 orders can be fulfilled in a month. This is a big collaboration. All right, then. I'll give you a 40% discount." He found Monan, pulling the chubby one, turn around and leave. Looking at grandpa when he was young. Such a pet right, even the prices 10 years later. The shipment volume is a bit larger. Cooperate with the delivery station, under the condition of not exceeding the weight. No single order will exceed 5 yuan. Sai, little brother, don't rush to leave. The boss quickly rushed over. Hand it to Hifan. Each of us had a cigarette. The price is negotiable. There's nothing much to talk about. Hifan waved his hand. Older brother, I come with sincerity. You should understand. Someone who can send so many packages every day. Most of them run online stores. So, it can't be today. Just started collaborating with the delivery station. Give me the lowest price. Boss Wenyan. There is also nothing to say. Indeed, newbie online store owner, at the beginning it was impossible. Selling so many orders every day. It must have taken quite a while. Understanding of the industry has deepened. All right. But we need to be classified. He no longer takes risks to deceive others. This young man is not easy to fool. They started to have a serious conversation. No problem. Fan nodded. Agreed to the boss's proposal. We collect fees on a monthly basis. As you said, over a month's worth of orders exceeds. Then let's set the price at the lowest, 1 yuan per order. Only one responsibility source passed. Gear origin, gear position, shift quickly. Original price. How is it? Sure. There is still more. If the number of shipments in a month did not exceed, then I need a subsidy for my postage fees. No problem. Let's sign the contract. Fan remained decisive. Average daily sales order. This is just his most conservative estimate. If this time, this really isn't enough, then it deserves to be in debt. Happy cooperation. My name is Cayenne Sanjang. Fan. The two signed the contract. Does this have legal effect? Cayenne Sanjang is not worried. Fan's business went bankrupt and he has no money to pay. After all, it's only a month at most. It's just a few thousand yuan in revenue. Look at him so young. Parents can't just for a few thousand yuan. Let my son be a deadbeat. I just brought an arrow. Come help unload the cargo. Fan directly gave money to Sun Zhang. Gave a shot of confidence. Shu Ko address. Brother, you're quite patient. There's no way. The machine just broke down. The customers are urging us to hurry. I have a machine here. Useless order printer. It's just collecting dust over there. You can take it and use it. Cayenne Sanjang. From the box in the corner behind the counter. Take out a machine. Spoken. Buns, this feeling is good. How much does it cost? It's a gift for you. If the number of packages is insufficient, compensate including the postage. Cayenne Sanjang said with a smile. After it's done. Fan left the pickup address. Leave with satisfaction. Now he can't wait any longer. I want to go home and take a look. How many orders have arrived? It's a pity. The current smartphones are still not smart enough. Can't work on the phone. Don't mention Lu Dongyan anymore. I also need a laptop. Call Shang Fengxi. Come over for lunch. On the way home, Fan said to the fat man in the driver's seat. Fang Zai, what is that pig lady doing? Zhu Po, pig's wife. Ah, indeed. Only a pig would take a liking to him. Fan, the sales of my online store can be this high. He played an indispensable role. Call him out. It is also because of the meritorious deed. Of course, there is still a need to create. He had the opportunity to interact with the fat guy. Fan was also a bit worried. Don't let your rebirth define you, causing the butterfly effect. Separated the two of them. That that would be a sin. Fan returned home. The first thing is to rush back to the room, preparing to check the situation of the online store. A whole morning. Surely there are quite a few more orders now. We need to communicate well with the customers right away. After all, we can't ship today. We need to wait until tomorrow. If there isn't a guideline, they might just request a refund. You really killed me with that one. I see you're still not being arrogant. Magic double click. Whoosh! Opened the door to the room. I just heard Lu Dongyan. I am dubbing for his stars and words. He is sitting intently in front of the computer, looking at the flower mushroom king. The little face was tense. Left hand frantically pokes skill. The right hand is covered with disdain. Finally, with his relentless efforts, first kill of the flower mushroom king. Brr. Lu Dongyan looked excited. After a morning of leveling up, finally, no more. I see this big mushroom. Just switched lines and ran away. The game has ended. Handle important matters. Fan's voice suddenly sounded. The girl suddenly perked up. Let me play a little longer. Do you want to buy a computer? Lu Dongyan immediately closed the game. Sit quietly on the edge of the bed. Fan logged into Wang. Suddenly, the computer froze. There are too many customers sending messages. This is the trouble of happiness. Until it got stuck for a whole minute. The computer just recovered. It was a close call. I almost died. Those messages, it's all about product inquiries. Or it could be a reminder to ship the goods. Fan glanced at the order. Nearly 600 orders have been placed. 10 fingers move. Quickly respond to customers' messages and tell them to ship by tomorrow at the latest. King Cow said, today we need to work overtime on production. Starting tomorrow, there will be no shortage of inventory. Dongyan, come with me to the business bureau this afternoon. Fan was busy and having a great time. Turning their head, he said to Lu Dongyan, "Oh, are you planning to start a company? Register a sole proprietorship for you. This online store is yours. All the profits will belong to you. If I need funding in the future, is the decision to invest also in your hands? After the investment, you will receive corresponding shares." Lu Dongyan scratched his head. The information is overwhelming. I don't quite understand what Fan means. It's like this online store is yours, but I will help you with the operations in the early stages. After you understand it, you can manage it independently. Fan still replied to the message without changing his expression. It is said, in the past life, I was with Lu Dongyan for such a long time. Fan is very clear. He doesn't have many relatives or friends. Even her own family didn't have her. If we don't end up together in the future, if there are difficulties in life, no one is there to lend a hand. Is there this little shop? Sees the explosive growth of online shopping. A lifetime of no worries about food and clothing. I don't want to, Lu Dongyan said gloomily. Xiao Lion turned away. This time, he didn't turn into a pufferfish. Don't be willful. I am not being willful. I don't want you to plan the future. Let's live well in the present. Is it goat? Lu Dongyan walked behind Fan, gently leaned down, resting her head on Fan's shoulder, whispering in his ear, future, always need to plan. Fan said gravely, but I am scared. Nuo's voice echoed in my ears. Fan remained silent, continued typing on the keyboard. responding to customer inquiries about payment. Motive. He felt a warmth on his shoulder. The hands typing on the keyboard paused slightly. Turn your gaze over here. Meeting Lu Dongyan. Those eyes filled with shadows. I don't want anything. As long as you don't let me go. Is it good or not? He blinked his eyes. Water mist continuously condenses into beads, rolling onto He Fan's shoulder. All right, all right. I won't say anything. Your saliva, mucus, and tears. Is everyone wiping it on my clothes? If you continue like this, I don't like you anymore. He Fan pinched his face. Change the subject. If his delicate and sensitive heart, it can be like usual. It's great to be carefree. He would rather he be a carefree person. But he knew this was impossible. A river's course is hard to change. Nature is hard to change. What you like, that's just who I am. Kingbling's voice resonated like a melody. Heaviness and irritability syndrome. Whether crying or laughing, tears or snot, happy or sad, and any part of the body. As long as it's mine. You like them all. Is it correct? Lu Dongyan's little face rubbed against Fanbo Jin. The five-finger fan pressed against his face, reaching out to push open. The customer's message seemed invisible. Unconsciously clicked the right mouse button, then refresh. So repetitive, unable to refute these words. Let He Fan's heart beat in chaos. It feels like there's a whirlwind of the Jianghu in my mind. Let your mind come to a standstill. In September, we are no longer in the same city. No matter what, everything will come to an end. Right? He Fan. I saw that post on the forum. Many people praise me. Lu Dongyan's muttering. Let He Fan come back to his senses. Yeah. Who made you so good looking? He replied to the customer's messages. While speaking, this can't go on like this. I must find customer service. Otherwise, the business will be too good. Cannot get away at all. Lu Dongyan definitely can't do it. Just his one finger pointing at the cicada. I could just squeeze myself to death. Even if thousands of people in the building praise me, it's not as good as you saying a word. Lu Dongyan smiled foolishly. Then he tilted his head in confusion. But there are some things I don't understand. Strawberry flavor, huh? Anger? Stop it. He Fan decisively called it off. With a serious expression, he forbade any further gazes. The internet environment back then, although it is highly entertaining, but it may not be suitable for everyone. At least some forums have their audience. Does not include Lu Dongyan. Oh, Lu Dongyan nodded obediently. Compared to what He Fan explained about the future before, he prefers. Now he has a serious expression on his face. Freedom. He doesn't need it. I have experienced enough. He doesn't want to be a drop of water in the ocean, a grain of dust in the desert. I would rather stay in his cup, clinging to the tips of his hair. Ah, come here for a moment. He Fan suddenly shouted. I should go now. After a while, MS Lai walked in, asking the way. Ah, aren't you able to type without limits? Working part-time as customer service. Watch how I do it. Just do as you are told. It's just a little question for them. He Fan said. He. MS Lai rolled her eyes. Cole's smile. Mother dearest, can you help me? I still have to go out and get busy. Guarantee. In a couple of days, I will contact the dedicated customer service. Please take a moment. He Fan spoke softly and humbly. Humbly towards his son. If you still have money, please contact customer service. It seems. Your entrepreneurial progress is quite impressive. That's a must. The money has already been recouped. It was only noon on the first day. We have already sold nearly 600 orders. Today we broke 1,000 orders. It's set in stone. Do you know how much you'll earn? Just today. 10,000. He Fan did not keep them in suspense. Speak plainly. MS lies widened in surprise. Your entrepreneurship, is it serious? Lai Yun made a comparison. This is better than when Lao he was making money back then. They are still fierce. A day's profit is just this high. Of course, it's serious. Haven't you also shopped online? I opened an online store. You see, He Fan opened the Taobao page. Pointing at the screen, he said, Yangshuan Nezhuang strictly selected women's clothing. This fee is quite reasonable. This roll call is good. No wonder it sells so well. Look at Dongyan wearing this outfit. I want to buy it all. Lai Yun understood at a glance. He has a strong ability to accept new things. The surprise lasted only a short time. How could I dare to let you pay? I will send you something tomorrow. The smallest code. He Fan spoke sweet words with his eyes closed. Sign. You have something to do. Just go ahead and be busy. MS Lai doesn't need He Fan to teach her. I glanced through it. Her reply record. Add keywords. Automatic reply selection. You can get started right away. All right. He Fan was ready to leave. Lu Dongyan exited the bedroom. I had lunch with my uncle and aunt. I didn't bring my ID either. Lu Dongyan turned away with a small face again, looking out the window. Clearly, he is unwilling to take this online store. He knows the store's name is him. The seller's showcase is also him. That's enough to explain. This shop and him, having countless intricate connections. So it is. This small shop, it is a bond between him and me. But if even the boss is him, so this store, then it has nothing to do with him, right? Lu Dongyan felt this bond cannot be measured with money. You bullied him. MS Lai's eyes glinted with fierce intent, staring at He Fan. How did I bully him? He Fan spoke at the same time, covered Lu Dongyan's mouth. He wants to explain. I brought this on myself. He sighed helplessly. If you can't accept the store now, from then on he definitely won't want it anymore. However, since we agreed before, let's not bring this up again. Then I won't persuade you repeatedly. He Fan left the bedroom alone, leaning on the sofa. The chubby guy eating the watermelon is strong. I started the van and headed out. Where should we go first? It's almost lunchtime now. Just a little longer. The fat man asked. Bureau of Industry and Commerce. He Fan is planning. First, let's look at the business value of individual operators. Process it accordingly. Opening an online store now. It's easy to get started. Just provide the Taobao store address. Arrived at the Industrial and Commercial Bureau. Handle the business value properly. It's about time for a meal. Panzi. The pot fell into the fragrant food at noon. Today can be considered a simple meal. We'll have a proper meal in a couple of days. He Fan patted Qin Dehai on the shoulder. Said, there's no way, although there are many orders for clothes. But the payment for the shipment hasn't been received yet. Not to mention, there are still several hundred orders that haven't been shipped. There was only 1,000 left. Gave the fat man 300. Wait, I still need to give Fang Zai 500. Plus a little more that was spent on odds and ends. I only have about $100 in my pocket. I can eat anything. Anyway, I have no appetite being with that pig lady. The chubby guy curled his lips. Said. He Fan smiled and said nothing. You will have to eat with him for a lifetime. The little bread stopped at the restaurant entrance. Fang Zai is already waiting over there. He Fan got out of the car. Hand him 550 yuan. He spent less than a single unit. It's considered giving a little extra, but this definitely doesn't count as his reward. There's no way. The money hasn't arrived yet. The remaining money, just enough for this meal. Thank you, boss. This meal is on me. Thank you. Fang Zai kissed the banknote. That's several $100s. Enough for him to stay in the internet cafe for more than half a month. Keep it for yourself. He Fan went in to place an order. Ordered a potato and pork rib stew, braised chicken with crunchy wood ear mushrooms, plus smoked bamboo shoots, yudufu, kai, used for cooking in the pot. At last, add one more 2-liter bottle of ice-cold cola. Total consumption. In this era, it's considered a mid-range expense at a restaurant. Fatty, Fang Zai, you two during summer vacation, do you have any plans to do something? During the meal, Fan asked. Going online, going online. Going online, going online. It's rare for the two to have the same opinion. In unison. I am saying, have you ever thought about getting a summer job? Fan was speechless. I'm placing orders. Fang Zidao. Who is the summer intern? Why should I hit him? The chubby man ate a piece of oily tofu. Wiping sweat, said, no cold jokes allowed. Fan glared at him. I need to assess the situation first. Only after the exam results came out did I find out. What if I can't hold on? My dad killed me. What plans are being made now? What is the meaning? The chubby man said in a rolling tone. Don't worry. Unkillable. It just falls a layer of quality. I promise you. Even hands and feet won't break. Fan at this point. I still remember clearly. The chubby man's eyelids twitched a few times. Disconnected word. How could you say that out loud? Even if there's nothing wrong. I should also go to the construction site with my dad. Why are you working at the construction site on such a hot day? Isn't it suffering? Why not come here and help me pack? The salary won't be less. 1 month, 2 months can save up some money. How is it? Fang Zai. Why don't you come over to my place? It's better to work as an online store customer service than to engage in fake orders. The same salary as him. Are you in or out? Fan was too lazy to beat around the bush. Speak frankly. 5,000 yuan. 1 month of online store customer service. And the closing wages. Packing personnel, even if it's more than 10 years later. It's not that good of a treatment. But Fang Zai on the online store's promotion made significant contributions. There's no need to mention the relationship of the chubby one. The boss's concubine. The boss lady is beautiful and captivating, charming and lovely. Fang Zai didn't hesitate to flatter, especially Lu Dongyan, even if he's not here. Not important. Anyway, it's praise meant for Fan. I can help with that. There's no need for the salary anymore. The fatty is devouring fried tofu. He is almost finished with a plate of food. Thus, another plate of fried tofu, please. Fan shouted. Immediately spoke to the fat man. This salary must be received. From now on, it will expand into more industries. Remember, if you all want to join in and do it together, help me more in the future. Only for this summer vacation. Invest the saved money. I just accepted. With Fan's current momentum in online store development. In the future, there will be no need for additional investment. You can do anything independently. This is purely under a name. Let's divide their shares. It's a huge benefit. He Fan has always been very generous to his own people, especially if you want to grow your career. It is essential to have reliable clarity. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Kin Dahai usually jokes around, but he can tell. When is he Fan serious? At this moment, he will start to take it seriously. Then it's settled. Wait for me to rent the house. I'll contact you again, He Fan said. The meal is finished. The chubby guy wants to take He Fan back. You two go play at the internet cafe. I just happened to take a walk. Ate too much for lunch. He Fan found an excuse. Slipped away. After walking for a while, He Fan discovered himself. I unconsciously found myself at the snack street. I guess this is also a kind of habit. Every time after work, no matter how late it is, always brings him back some snacks. Returning home, Mom is gently typing on the keyboard. Lu Dongyan was asleep the entire time. I'll eat a pineapple cake. He Fan handed a pineapple cake to Ms. Lai. This is a type of Cantonese snack, made with starch. It looks crystal clear, like jelly. Some nuts were placed in the middle. Your business is doing really well. I haven't heard any news. Ms. Lai replied to the customer's message. I took a bite of the steamed sponge cake that He Fan handed over, gave to eat. The storm has arrived, belonging to matters. That is, the starting funds you provided. How much return do you want? He Fan said. The gaze turned towards the dumpling-shaped Lu Dongyan. Lu Dongyan's lips parted slightly. Is it just a couple of taps? It seems like someone is eating something. He Fan found it interesting. By sheer coincidence, she brought the steamed rice cake to his lips. The girl in the dream. It unexpectedly slipped on top of the steamed rice cake. Sweet. Immediately, a soft and unfamiliar language echoed. He Fan's hand trembled. That was close. Didn't throw the steamed cake in his face. This requires holding his hand to wake him up. Then it's all over. Quickly take the steamed rice cake away. Lu Dongyan in a dream. But it seems they are not planning to back down easily. His mouth slightly opened, just like a baby eating its first solid food. Half a voice felt nothing. The scent has not been stirred. He Fan captured this point. Quickly put the steamed cake back to his mouth. He furrows his brow while sleeping. That is a sign of awakening. The girl's cheeks showed small dimples. Slurping on the steamed sponge cake. You too. Isn't it over? Ms. Lai typing on the keyboard. Suddenly asked, although he had inferred it this way before. But we still need He Fan's exact response. Free range is still free range. But if there really is something, you must take responsibility for the girl. What? He Fan was momentarily stunned. Shook his head. Not available. In the last life we were. Indeed, very well understood. But in this lifetime I really haven't. The first kiss lip to lip. They are still preserved. Really? Of course. Ms. Lai turned her head. I see He Fan holding a steamed sponge cake. In front of the sleeping Lu Dongyan, someone swayed back and forth. Is it fun? A faint voice inquired. This isn't a matter of whether it's fun or not. He will wake up grumpy. He Fan explained. We have all come to this point. You talk to me. Nothing happened. Why would I lie to you? If there is really something. How can I deny this? Hearing He Fan say this, Lai Yun no longer asked. As long as he responds positively, that must be, will not deceive oneself. At this moment, Lu Dongyan stretched lazily. Yao Yu opened her eyes. I saw He Fan sitting on the edge of the bed. He spoke with a slight nasal tone from just waking up. Nuo said, he fan. I just dreamt that I was eating sweet jelly. There is no jelly. Do you want some bazai cake? He fan took the bamboo skewer from the cake. Hand it to Lu Dongyan. It's been so long. My hands are sore. Lu Dongyan took a bamboo skewer. Open your mouth and take a bite. Round steamed rice cake. It's like the moon has a missing piece. A big chunk was bitten off. After a satisfying afternoon nap, soon we will be able to eat sweet food. The girl's round and chubby cheeks, full of happiness. Son, oh, you take over for a while. I will take a nap too. MS lies high intensity. After typing on the keyboard for several hours, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. All right. Efan sat back down at the computer. Continue sending messages. At this point, the order has been placed. There is another peak period in the evening. No problem avoiding singles. It will take a few more days to receive the payment. If I had money, rented a good apartment and bought a computer, then Fanxi can work as customer service. Her typing speed. Faster than he fan. What are you doing? He fan replied to the message. The gaze turned to Lu Dongyan sitting on the edge of the bed. I only saw his leg. A broken keyboard is sitting there. The index finger clumsily tapped on it. I can't believe it. Wang Ying has arrived. Is it this intense? Can already rely solely on a keyboard. Just playing games in the furnace. I want to practice typing. This will help. Lu Dongyan's small face was tense. Speaking seriously, open the language textbook next to you. Then type the text as quickly as possible. No need to make it so complicated. I will buy a computer in a couple of days. Play games for a while longer. The typing speed naturally increases. I actually misunderstood him. Playing games can also improve typing speed. Lu Dongyan was ecstatic. Of course. Do not say everything. But the vast majority of people, it's all developed through playing games. Basic computer usage, it is the same. Interest is the best teacher. Of course. If further programming is needed, then it requires professional study. But I will definitely work overtime to play games. Lu Dongyan felt a mix of melancholy and ambition. I'll knock your head. What pattern are you drawing? He looked at the screen. Efan is using software to create a design. It looks like a flower, but every petal is different. Creating a trademark. Please take a look. 5 colored petals. There are cherry blossoms. Peach blossom. Lai hua. There are also apricot blossoms and plum blossoms. 5 petals. It's all watercolor. Efan completed the creation of the 5-color flower. To the lower right of the flower, using the ink wash style, small kai font. Write a saying. How are you? Good looking. Lu Dongyan nodded vigorously. I hope I can register successfully. Efan logged onto the trademark official website. Applied according to the process. A trademark wants to be registered. It's not that easy. It will take a considerable amount of time. After it's settled, Efan continued to enter customer service mode. After finishing the meal, Lu Dongyan watched TV for a while. It was almost 9 o'clock. Let MS Lai take over. Efan sent him back. In the evening, the repayments have started to come in gradually. The closest city is Lincheng. After signing for it, everyone has started to confirm receipt. Contact and counter line established. Busy until midnight. Today's order is pending on each. It indeed exceeded the limit. The results are very encouraging. The net income exceeds 10,000. Of course, sales will definitely decline a bit in the future. He Fan set the alarm and went to sleep. One morning, just after washing up, the phone rang, waiting for the stars and the moon. Boss Cow's goods have finally arrived. Or he sent someone to deliver it personally, after working overtime on production, a full 1,000 items. In this way, first day order goods. Finally, everyone is here, but there are less than 50 items left in stock. Today's order is definitely not enough again. The boss's goods are definitely not enough again. Lao, he didn't have time to go fishing today. MS Lai came to help He Fan. Lu Dongyan also started packing. Busy all day long. Even the time to eat is squeezed out. Let alone cooking. It's all fast food. Before sunset, Sun Zhonglai collected the items, eyes wide as saucers, looking at the fully loaded truck. He only felt, the contract was signed yesterday. It's truly a waste of time. It's just the beginning and I've already placed multiple orders. It won't be a month yet. If this continues, how many people do you need to invite? Dad wiped the sweat from his forehead. Finally have a chance to catch my breath. He didn't expect it. Your son is quite capable. Business talent. This is just the beginning. Business is so good. Not many people are needed. Today, there are only 300 orders. It is expected to stabilize at about 100 items. He Fan knows the grandeur of this signing event. It's impossible to appear every day. The third day, Cao Doang sent another 1,000 sets. The family continued to busy themselves, but it's much better than yesterday. Just finished in one morning, just as He Fan expected. From this moment on, sales quantity, it has already stabilized. Talked to Count Dawang. Let him not have to. The hour hand has turned. They also breathed a sigh of relief. Small factory. One day, we can manage over 1,000 sets. The pressure is truly overwhelming. MS like and finally, a person easily handles customers. He Fan also has time to get things done. The first day's order. The payments have basically been collected. The remaining long positions to be issued the next day. Still only returned a little bit. Payment for Boss Cow and buying a computer. It will probably take a few more days. But now this little money, it's time to get things done. Dongyan, let's go. Going to view a house. After lunch, He Fan pulled Lu Dongyan out the door. He Fan didn't bring an umbrella. Today there is no sun. The overcast sky is gray and dull. So, he is carrying an umbrella, although the weather forecast shows today there is no rain. But trust is just like that. Once a crack forms, it will take a long time to fix. Unless you take out your phone after 10 years. You can see the real-time weather forecast status. Otherwise, He Fan is absolute. No risk, no umbrella. One person finds it troublesome, so that's it. There's also a delicate little diva nearby. He Fan, where do we live? Lu Dongyan curiously asked. He Fan's surroundings. It is a family area and resettlement housing. There are many houses available for rent. They all lie very close to He Fan's home. Let's go take a look. Every neighborhood has a bulletin board outside. There will be rental information posted above. If possible, He Fan still plans to rent in his own community. It's just the former state-owned enterprise housing from back then. The staff turnover is low. So he didn't have high hopes. But just like the motto of the Lao He family, not holding any expectations. Perhaps there will be unexpected joys. The rental notice indeed did not have any suitable houses. But then I saw an old acquaintance. Zhu Yizhang was holding the printed order. Walking this way, Xiao Fan. Yo, with my girlfriend. The little girl is really pretty. Zhu Yi is a retired individual in his 50s. She was a girlfriend once. I used to work at the same factory as my mom. He is the workshop director of the factory. He fan used to play in the factory when he was young. Zui often gives out candy. Hello, auntie. Lu Dongyan greeted politely. Zui, are you looking to rent this out? He fans eyes. I saw the printout in Zuyi's hand. This is a rental advertisement. That's right. I'm getting older now. The daughter is worried. I want to be taken to the nurse's life. So I thought to myself, let's rent out the house. After all, the house is lively. It won't fall apart. Zuyi's husband left early. A person raised his daughter. Although I am used to the life in my hometown. But I don't want her to. A person is bound to feel lonely. So I agreed to my daughter's proposal. It's just that this house has a new story. Someone has to live here for it to work. Otherwise, there would be no popularity. It can easily fall apart. Although Zhu Yi also knew the time to return home to live again. There is almost nothing left. But after all, it's a house I've lived in for so many years. I still hope someone is living here. Don't want to waste it away. Zui, I happen to be looking for a place to rent. Just rent it directly to me. Yifan remembers. Zuyi's house. It's just the first floor. The building in the community has an elevated structure.